Hey man, right now you guys are locked into a brand new episode of Dad.
Brand new LCP.
Now, usually I would love for these episodes to be entertaining and lighthearted, man, but it's been a lot of shit going on. As we all know, maybe about 3 weeks to a month ago, Diddy was arrested. Has it been 3 weeks yet? I'm not sure, but Diddy was arrested by federal agents in downtown Manhattan. He's been taken to jail on a multitude of heavy charges, so we got to get to that. We got to get to some of the Young Dolph shit. Quavo got to pay $700,000 for smacking a security guard, and I'm gonna tell you right now, if a celebrity smacked me in the fucking face, I'm suing the shit out of you. Clap it up for the lawsuits, nigga. We got some episodes of Stories with Sully. We got Boosie talking shit about his daughter. So as you guys can see, we got a lot of shit we got to get to, and you guys know, man, I try my best to stay away from anything that is Diddy related, because to me, it's draining, it's overwhelming. It's a lot of shit that go on, and simply, I don't want to talk about Diddy every fucking day. I just don't. Something that came out now recently about the fact that there is a quote-unquote freak-off tape between Diddy and another A-list male celebrity. And I want to boo, because that shit right there. Now, they said multiple news outlets have engaged in a bidding war for this supposed freak-off sex tape featuring P. Diddy and another male A-list celebrity. Now, the kicker is that they said that they are not sure if the male on this tape is of age. That would mean that this male would be under 18. Now, I don't want to speculate, and I don't want to put no names out there, but I think we all can speculate on the 1 to 2 names who we think can be on that tape as a male A list, not B, not C, not D, nigga, not a Z list, as a A-list celebrity, man. So I hope the tape don't come out, man, because to be a man and have to live through that trauma, and then I'm gonna get to a case later on this episode about a sexual assault involving a 13-year-old. So to be a man, to be a young adult, and to have to relive that, especially when it's something that this young man is probably not even over with yet. So now, like, let's say, for example, that tape was to leak. Can you imagine the shit that the motherfucker got to go through as you got to relive everybody coming out with the memes? You got the jokes. You got people laughing. It's a lot of shit. But Diddy has let a lot of people down. Not myself, because like I say time and time again on this podcast, we do not know these fucking celebs. We don't. Like, I don't give a fuck if you're Diddy, Jay-Z, Kanye, Kendrick, Drake, whoever. I don't hold nobody on that high of a pedestal to where I can be quote unquote let down. Now, recently, actor Taye Diggs came out and said how when everything came out involving Diddy, especially the Cassie tape, how he felt as if he was hurt because he looked at Diddy as a role model, as a hero. But let's hear from Taye Diggs himself as he expresses how he felt over the arrest of Diddy. So Taye Diggs, talk to me.
I felt so naive when I heard all that stuff, because I don't know where I was, but all of it blindsided me. Everything. You know what I mean? So it's kind of double-edged for me. So on one side, I'm like, well, this is great for people to know that this happens. We can think that life is to be lived a certain way. We can think a person is a certain way, and they can be the exact opposite and get used to that. You know, like he was a hero to me. I loved how he didn't come from much, and he started out as a dancer, and all the things that I wasn't, and then it had a certain arrogance that I loved, and then he made being black cool. I mean, I came from a place where we had to ask everything. And
Taye Diggs, shut the fuck up, Billy Baker, motherfucker. See, look, that's what I'm talking about. Like I said, I don't give a fuck if somebody on TV, like, no celebrity should hold that much weight and that much power over you to where you now idolize this motherfucker to where if something happens, you are so let down, because these are regular people. The same way many of us go to work every fucking day and we have our at work personality, especially as adults, a lot of times as we go to work and how we act at work with our coworkers, with our boss, with whoever, that's not how we are like when we get back home around the homies. That's not how we are. And it's the same thing for celebrities. The person you see during interviews on TV, you know, laughing, joking, like that is not the person they are when they get home behind closed doors and they are in private. And that's what I be talking about. And that's what I always try to let people know, that you can't let yourself get so caught up in celebrity culture where you just believe that the person you see on TV is now the person that they are, because that's not the case. And that's why so many feel in shock because they see Diddy as this, oh, that's the bad boy icon, the Faith Evans, the Biggie, or the hits he gave us, the I Need a Girl Part 1, Part 2, all this type of shit. You got to relax. Because if not, if you let yourself get too caught up in thinking that these people are our idols, that's when you become shocked, when you realize that Diddy is in federal custody and he is facing probably over 100 new lawsuits. But I'll let Inside Edition talk to you. Talk to me.
Many awards for embattled music mogul Sean Diddy Combs. Today, a prominent lawyer came forward saying he intends to file more than 100 different lawsuits from alleged victims.
A new Diddy bombshell. Houston-based lawyer Tony Busby made the revelation today.
The claims we intend to bring will include the following: violent sexual assault or rape, sexual abuse, facilitated sex with a controlled substance, false imprisonment, compelling prostitution, sexual misconduct, dissemination of video recordings, false imprisonment, sexual abuse of minors.
Busby says the victims include both men and women, and he says some of them were minors.
Our youngest victim at the time of the occurrence was 9 years old. We have an individual who was 14 years old. We have one who was 15. 25 of the 120 individuals who are plaintiffs in these cases were minors at the time of the acts complained of.
And he says there's evidence to prove it.
You should know that more than 55% of the victims filed reported this conduct to either the authorities, that is the police, or to hospitals.
Boom, motherfucker Diddy. Now, like I said, even if you don't believe all of the cases that Diddy is going to face, trust and believe, like that motherfucker, like when all is said and done and like a lot of this shit is finally finalized, I don't know if Diddy gonna be a free man again. Diddy might be back there with R. Kelly. And when I tell you, if Diddy and R. Kelly end up in the same jail, they gonna win every fucking prison tournament that you could fucking think of. But the fact that we even had to get to this point and to you motherfuckers out there talking about, well, you know, I hate that the media is trying to tear down our black. Shut the fuck up. Because you don't know these people. And I hate when I see people come online. Now, when the family does it, when, you know, Diddy's staff members, when R. Kelly's staff, I get it. Because those are the people said entertainer keeps their family fed. So I understand it from that perspective. But referring to the people out here who simply are at home like me and you with a fucking phone simply because you follow your favorite celebrity does not mean, one more time, it does not mean that the motherfucker is out here innocent simply because you follow that motherfucker. But now to get into some other shit before I dive back into some more Diddy shit. Now, there's a documentary coming out. Now, I'm pretty sure most of us have seen The Quiet on Set, the Nickelodeon documentary. Now, they have a documentary coming out, Quiet on Set, Network ID channel. It is going to document some of the domestic violence accusations against Chris Brown. And now this comes amid new accusations that Chris Brown has to face. Now, I'm not sure how I feel about this, but of course I need to watch the doc first because I don't like to assume someone can or can't do something simply because they are a high profile celebrity. I need to read the court documents. I need to see the shit. I need to make my own judgment because that's how you get so caught up in this person could never do it because I love them. No. But here's a trailer of some of that documentary coming out. Again, Quiet on Set. But Chris Brown has a documentary coming out, and trust and believe, it is not a bio on his life.
Things. I'm sure the girls want a couple more questions. Things. For the young ladies, I mean, what's up, man? You got a girl or what?
Nah, I'm keeping my options open, so y'all be checking for me, you know what I'm saying?
Thank you so much.
That's the type of stuff will get you into trouble, player. Chris Brown is the name. Get used to that right there.
Chris Brown's an amazing and talented musician, but let's call a thing a thing. He's a abuser of women, consistently, unapologetically.
Now, again, you guys can say what you want, but trust and believe, regardless of what you guys say, I'm not going to watch the doc because you going to watch the doc. Shut the fuck up. Don't come on social media and start talking. I'm not going to. You going to watch the doc the same way as me, okay? Especially when motherfuckers is giving their opinions on it, and you going to watch the doc, okay? So we going to shut the fuck up, and we not going to do that shit because you going to watch the doc the same way I'm going to watch the fucking doc. But, man, of course, in the course of regular life, I would love to have a entertaining episode, but with so much heavy shit that's been going on, it's tough. But let's dive. Matter of fact, let's dive real quick into some stories with Sully, man, because I believe that stories with Sully can probably get this shit more lighthearted. So Sully, talk to me. Tell me what you got going on before we dive back into some more heavy shit. Sully, talk to me. What you got going on, player?
Lunchroom Cheddar Pod. Got a tough and serious question for you. So, what do you do or how do you make sense of your feelings when life just seems to be unbearable, right? Just like when it's hard to find any value or meaning in what you're doing. I think this is maybe where I've been at for a little while. I go to work, I pay my bills, like everybody else, scroll on social media, and that's it. Surely there's got to be more to life than these mundane things, but it just seems like more often than not, I find myself kind of depressed and down because, my life doesn't seem to be more than going to work, paying bills, and scrolling on social media.
Wow. First of all, man, now, this is a two-part question, but I want to answer this first part first, and I want to clap it up for him even being open and honest about that, because I believe that is a feeling that a lot of us have, especially now when you look at inflation and how simply, you could just plan to walk outside and go to the fucking park, you going to end up spending money. I remember, and life changed so fucking fast. I remember going back even 15 years ago, which is not even that long ago. You look at LeBron James, he been in the NBA over 20 fucking years. So 15 years ago is not that long ago. And I remember you could go outside, you could do XYZ, you could do this, and this. And the cost of living, it was lower. Rent was cheaper. So now when you look at the fact that a lot of things are going up, a lot of people, they don't have the extra funds, to be honest, to even do some things that they would actually enjoy. So you get stuck in a pattern of, as he said, going to work, making money, paying your bills, doing this, paying your Netflix. You might scroll social media, and it's simply a rinse and repeat every fucking week. And I'm glad he mentioned that, because that's a place where I'm at, to where I work so much during the week, and of course I live alone. My son be here. I pay my bills. I do small things here and there, but you get stuck in a pattern where it's like a merry-go-round, where it's like a fucking maze to where I can't get out. Sometimes I might find a new corner, a new section, but you ultimately end up coming back to the same place. And I feel like that's where having a healthy, great network of friends come into place. And I'm talking about friends where you can actually do things. I feel like a lot of times as men, we be so scared or kind of macho about having a men's trip. Get all your fellas together, get all your boys together, take a road trip somewhere, drive to Charlotte, drive to even take a flight somewhere together. Like, even if you motherfuckers fly to Dallas or like go see a basketball game, like fly to Colorado, go hike, go fucking kayak, just do some fun shit. Because like I've been trying to get folks together so I could go zip lining in North Georgia, because there's things I want to do, but you got to find like-minded people that you can actually connect with, because and like that's always been my issue, because a lot of times I meet people and they want to do the same shit. Let's go out here. Let's go to the bar. Let's drink. Let's smoke. And it's like they get stuck in that same rut, man. So I feel them, man. Sometimes it's tough, especially as adults, because like, you know, when you're in high school, you're in college, like making friends is so much easier. But like once you become an adult, once you become grown, like simply finding a healthy network of friends as an adult, it's not easy. But let's dive into the second part of what he had to say.
And like, I can't help but find myself thinking, is this it? Like, is this all I was born to do? Is this what I'm here for? And if so, it's gonna sound kind of rough or sharp, but like, what's the point of even being here? You know what I mean? Like, if my existence is this like meaningless, what's like what are we doing? What am I doing? Am I supposed to be satisfied with, you know, job and paying bills? I understand that's what most people, well, that's what everyone has to do in this world. Or is there something more? And, you know, this is, I'm just sort of getting your opinion. I'm not looking for a right or wrong answer. Of course, there is no right or wrong answer here. But, you know, just a, you know, tough subject that was on my mind this morning. Figured I'd kick the question.
I mean, but first of all, man, I want to clap it one more time for him even bringing that up, because that's something that a lot of us go through, man. A lot of us go through that shit, man, especially, you know, black men. And a couple of days ago, I believe Method Man was sitting down with Fat Joe. You know, Fat Joe has a new talk show on Stars. I believe it's called Fat Joe Talks. I might be fucking up the name. And he was on there and he spoke about, you know, being depressed and going through depression and just having those days. And I felt, and clap it up for Method Man, bro, because like I said, man, you know, when you look at people that are high profile like him, I believe DeMar DeRozan spoke out a couple years ago, Kevin Love, you know, these are black men who have accumulated a heavy amount of wealth, but they still go through those times where even as millionaires, they get stuck in the rut and they simply think about, am I doing enough? Am I making, you know, my mark on this earth, or am I simply working to pay bills, provide for other people, and I don't have that inner joy? And a lot of us struggle with that. Men, women, black, white, China, like people of all ethnicities struggle with that, man. And it's tough. And I feel like we have to find our network of people. And I'm not talking about network as in business. I'm talking about our circle of people that we can sit down with, that we're comfortable with, that we can actually express ourselves with, that we can simply step outside of our comfort zone. Because like I said, I got the clip queued up where I want some of you guys to hear what Method Man had to say. Legendary rapper, member of the Wu-Tang, great actor. He opened up as he sat down with Fat Joe. Again, Fat Joe has a new Star series entitled Fat Joe Talks. This is some of what Method Man had to say when he opened up, and he spoke about his lifelong battle with depression. Fat Joe, Method Man, speak to me.
Try and make it every now and then you get a thought about, damn, I wonder what this person's doing. Act on it. Call them. Yeah. See how they doing, or just find some way to get in contact with them. It never hurts. You have no idea how much that can mean to them. Because, you know, I go through these bouts with certain shit. And
do you still go through that?
Yeah. It never really goes away. It never really goes away. You have, like I said, I have bouts with it and things, and Dave saw that, and he just sent me a text message, beautiful text message.
It's love.
Yeah, and it was like it spoke to me, big time, and all I could put was all of this with a heart emoji. And I don't even give heart emojis, son, but yeah.
It felt good to know that somebody's thinking about you or your well-being or your health. You know, I went through depression after my sister died, Pun died, my grandfather, same time.
I can only imagine.
So I was like 2 years straight going to therapist, and it could be a sunny day. The shit look dark outside.
Was it an aggressive type of depression?
No, I went through it. Like, I never tried to kill myself. I never even thought about that.
I mean aggressive towards the ones around.
I was
aggressive
I was just sleeping. I was sleeping in the bathtub with no water running.
Wow, yeah.
Looking up at the ceiling. And I went to a therapist, and it took me 2 years of beating myself up. And so I tell people, you could be in a gang, you could be in anything. Somebody trying to kill you, just move to another state. Right? But when you fighting your own brain, it's with you all the time. Absolutely. So you go to the island, you could be in the Fiji.
Like I said, man, you guys definitely go check out his new talk show, man. It's great. They sit down, they laugh, they're entertaining, it's humorous. It's some parts, as you guys can see just now, like they focus on a lot of tough shit. Again, that is entitled Fat Joe Talks, man. Like I said, man, it's a lot of shit that people go through. Now, of course, I didn't envision the episode even going that route, but I love, especially when black men, especially black men I know, are open, they're honest, and they can actually reflect on that type of shit, man, because especially as a black brother, man, a lot of times, like I feel like my only purpose in life is to work, provide, and die. And I had an episode in the past entitled that, Provide and Die. Because my whole life, especially after I became an adult and you start dating and you start having kids, and I have one child. Let me not say kids like I got 9, 10 motherfuckers out here running around, but like that's something that it sticks with you, where it's many times where I'm like, damn, is this my fucking life? I'm just going to provide and die. And then I get sad and I go through my bouts of depression and feeling as if like my only purpose in life is to do just that. And even though I enjoy providing for myself and for my loved ones and for my son, as Sully said, there has to be more. It has to be more, man. But to segue from that shit, I don't even know if there's a positive segue to any of this shit, man. But Lil Boosie was sitting down. I believe he was sitting down for a podcast interview, and he spoke about his daughter and how he interacts with her, especially with her being gay, and especially with having her around her other siblings, which are his other kids. So Boosie, again, he's been speaking about, gay shit for a while in the LGBTQ plus community. He's been speaking about it. And again, a lot of times he speaks on it. He's not, the most eloquent. So sometimes I can see what he's trying to say, but he just says it in like a very kindergarten, first grade levelist type shit, to where it comes off as super insensitive, man. But Lil Boosie, we know your daughter's gay. She's been open. She's been honest about that. So come on, how do you feel? How do you interact with your child? Boosie, I won't play it, but talk to me, Boosie.
When your daughter came out and told you she was gay, it was nothing. I mean, she still can't bring her situation to our house. My daughter's grown. Well, why? She's grown. Because I don't want it to contaminate her others. It's a generation we raised. I don't want her kids to get to contaminate it to her other 6, 7 sisters who look up to her. I want them to bring me grandchildren the right way.
Boosie crazy.
If I want grandchildren the right way, that's what I'm going to stand on.
I want to pause and I want to boo, nigga. Because almost every episode of that LCP, man.
Brand new LCP.
I speak about how short life is and how so many things happen. And a lot of times things in life are unpredictable. So, if my child was to grow up, and like, let's say my son grew up and he turned out to be gay. Now, is that going to be a tough pill to swallow initially? Of course, because as Boosie said, I want to have grandkids. And I know how painful and how scary, like these are things I think about, how painful and how scary it must be for my son to, first of all, even come to me with the courage to tell his dad or his mom, hey, dad, hey, mom, so I'm gay. Like, I know how tough it would be for my child or any child to go to their parent. And then as you're going, you're thinking about, Are they going to respond positively or are they going to disown me? So I never want to make my son feel that way, especially when even later this episode, I'm going to get into some shit about suicide and some shit. So like I said, it's a heavy episode. I'm sorry. I didn't plan for the shit to be heavy, but I can't control how life goes. But a lot of times you might be your child's only place of solace, only place of comfort. And with them coming to you about that, and again, it's so many stories I could pull up where, you know, kids have come out as gay, went to their parents, they got a bad response, got disowned, and they ended up committing suicide. And now, in the after effects of the suicide, now the parent is more under, oh my God, I should have been more loving, I should have been more. No, yeah. But you could have done that when your child came to you. And again, as we all know, his daughter's young. I believe she's 18, 19, maybe 20. And with social media, she's going to have an opinion. So she came out and she posted how she felt. So this is what Lil Boosie's daughter had to say in response to hearing her father say that about her. Come on, talk to me. Tell me how you felt.
And the hurt things you told me before, and I forgave you. You wouldn't even understand. And no matter how you feel, at the end of the day, nigga, I'm your blood. I am your daughter. And the hurtful things you told me before. I love and respect my siblings with everything in me. And they respect me and love me with everything in them. When you getting on their nerves, I'm who they call. My siblings, most of my siblings, teenagers. Teenagers you don't want to let grow up. But okay. Another thing. You keep speaking on me gay. You keep doing interviews and I don't say nothing, right? The first ever interview you did, you said you found out I was gay, that I like girls and I had a girlfriend from a picture that went viral. That was a lie. I let that slide. I never addressed it. You found out I was gay a year before that. The incident happened in Jamaica when I was a gay B-word, when you called me a gay B-word. So if the world really knew all the things and the whole world know that.
I gotta pause this, man, because this shit is tough to listen to. Like I said, I'm a visual thinker, and I think about just how a lot of times how certain things can make somebody feel, especially your child, man. Like, because with the suicide rate skyrocketing now, especially amongst teens, as they have to go through this new social media era where they get to get bullied and cyberbullying and they get memes, everything that fucking happens. You got the camera in your fucking face. Like I said, man, growing up in school, man, you get into a fight, you lose the fight, or you win the fight. Nobody saw the fight except the people that was there. So it was word of mouth. Now you get into a fight. Everybody got their phone out. Now you got your ass beat. Now the video go viral. Now everybody at the school sharing the video. And now you got to be subjected to even more bullying even after 3 o'clock, even after school is fucking over. We in a new fucking time period, a new fucking time zone, man. So a matter of fact, man, shit, heavy episode, man. Let me step aside real quick, man. Rich Homie Quan released a new project recently, man. Again, R.I.P. to Rich Homie Quan. He released a project recently entitled Forever Going, and dope ass project, 35 songs, great album, man, great final project. And like that lets you know the type of music he was working on. This is the intro song off of Rich Homie Quan's new project entitled Forever Going. And again, R.I.P. Rich Homie Quan. Let me step aside real quick. So we're going to have a quick intermission. It's the intro song.
You could be on your own, shawty.
You're a genius.
I ain't let nobody stop me, though. You feel me? I let nobody deteriorate my mind. I knew I was great before they knew I was great, nigga. Corn. Feel like I've been on my own my whole life. Been going through some shit, I might go down the whole pipe. When C died, it made me mad, boy, I almost crashed. I'm a rich nigga, what the fuck I look like behind hell? The money been dirty for a minute, might need a bail. Send these niggas our followers, I might as well lead the path. Had a conversation with God last night, he told me, just keep going hard on these niggas and I'ma show you. God, my man, now, they think I'm crazy. Cause I talk to him like 3 or 4 sleep. Can't bring see money back, it was so hard when I grieved. Then I watched his mama die a year later, God please. Like who gon' take care of them kids when he got more than me? Like when Drake got shot that night, I felt like I couldn't even breathe. Or when my daddy took them ticks, I thought he was about to leave. Me got hit up too, I can't say much, but we got even. Now I'm asking God, cause they shot him out of reason. Should I crash out? Now I'm thinking about my achievement. I wish this shit was fake, like wake me up, am I dreaming? Heart still beating and blood still bleeding. My mom and dad did everything they could just to feed me, but damn, feel like I've been on my own my whole life. Been going through some shit, I might go down the whole pipe. When C died, it made me mad, boy, I almost crashed. I'm a rich nigga, what the fuck I look like behind half? The money been dirty for a minute, might need a bath. Send these niggas our followers, I might as well lead the path. Had a conversation with God last night, he told me, just keep going hard on these niggas and I'ma show you.
Investigating an early morning shooting at the Diamond Club in Newburgh. Deputies say there was an altercation between hip-hop artist Rich Homie Quan's entourage.
If you ask me where it stopped, it was the moment that people started mixing that snitch energy.
Dog here today goes to Rich Homie Quan.
On the dock right across the street from the Fontainebleau, he ran to a waiting getaway boat.
Yeah. What y'all thought? I'm supposed to sit up in the house, just count money all day? Nah, nigga. It's time to get back outside, Quan. You know what I'm saying? It's time to claim what's rightfully yours. Let's get it. Hey, had a few setbacks, but never set back. I felt like Harden when they crossed me, I just stepped back. Came from the bottom like the floor where I slept at. Now they feel my impact, and I know they praying that I fall. I know these niggas want me to fall. I had to walk before I crawl. But you know I'm still getting money though. Sitting back reminiscing, boy, I had the time of my life. I ain't have it sweet, but you know I had the grind on my life. I ain't jump off the porch early cause the time went right. Now I ain't need a chain around my neck just to shine at night. I put my ego to the side and I swallow my pride. I always stay to myself and never follow them guys. I kept my head above water just in case I won't drown. Circle small, no more fuck niggas around. Chain around my dog neck, he won't stop barking. I don't need no scope on this bitch to hit my target. Her booty was okay, but her head game was awesome. I'm tryna bang like Steve Austin. And I know everybody in life had a few setbacks, but never set back. I felt like Harden when they crossed me, I just stepped back. Came from the bottom like the floor where I slept at. Now they feel my impact, and I know they praying that I fall. I know these niggas want me to fall. I had to walk before I crawl. But you know I'm still getting money though. Hey.
Brand new LCP.
Again, that is Rich Homie Quan. That is the intro song off his project entitled Forever Going In. Again, rest in peace to Rich Homie Quan. As we know, he passed away about a month ago, man. And so now to keep it moving, man, there was a 13-year-old child. Because as we all know, when it comes to sexual assault, that can happen regardless of if you are a man or a woman. Now, in this case, in my hometown, New York City, man, in the Bronx, New York, there was a 13-year-old child who was sexually assaulted in the staircase of a project building. Now that hits home for me, man, because I grew up in the projects. And so many times I had to make that hike up the staircase from the first floor to the 21st floor where I lived at, because sometimes the elevator don't work. Like so many times I got home from school, 10, 11 years old, the elevator don't work. In the morning time, the elevator don't work. And I had to go from the 21st floor to the first floor. And you never know who's in that staircase. It could be homeless folks. I came across drug deals in the staircase. I came across folks getting their ass beat in the staircase. You don't know what you gonna find as you walk down the steps in the projects. In the case of this 13-year-old child, he encountered a situation that he is probably going to be stuck with for the rest of his life. A situation that pains me, especially when I think about myself as a 13-year-old young man and how these things impact you. And even how something so violent, something so traumatizing, like once your neighborhood finds out about that, you would hope that you get support. But in the projects, especially amongst people your age, you are going to become the laughing stock. And again, that dives back down the route of depression, mental health, and holding in past trauma. But before we dive into some more shit, come on, speak to me, CBS News, New York. What happened with that 13-year-old child?
Police looking for a man who allegedly raped a 13-year-old in a stairwell in the Bronx last night. Happened in a public housing apartment building in the Soundview section. Alice Gaynor covers courts and public safety, and she spoke with residents who complain about easy access to the building and other issues.
NYPD officers could be seen in and around Justice Sonia Sotomayor houses at 1775 Bruckner Boulevard Thursday. Police say Wednesday night around 11:45, a 13-year-old boy was grabbed by a man he didn't know who allegedly pulled him into the stairwell, held his hand over his mouth, then allegedly raped him and stole his cell phone.
Just, sad.
Residents at the NYCHA building and others who visit loved ones here frequently complain about security.
These buildings should have cameras already. And I don't know why we don't.
Some did not want to show their face out of fear.
These doors, they're not locked. Anybody can come in here. They need more security here and cameras, but they're not locking them. They do the bare minimum.
This woman says they got a knock shortly after the alleged attack.
Cops knocked on the door, and it was very surprising.
The teen told police he was out of his apartment because he was doing a chore.
The fact that he was going to empty the trash, and in order for him to go empty the trash, he has to leave the building.
Every floor has a trash chute, but they're currently unusable.
You go to every floor, they lock.
When asked about residents' concerns, NYCHA said in a statement, quote, "Resident safety is a priority for NYCHA. We are investigating and addressing these concerns. We do not know if the suspect lives in the building or not. The NYPD says the person they're looking for is described as a black man, 30 to 40 years old, with a bald head and a beard, about 5'10" thin, wearing black jeans and a gray tank top."
The 13-year-old was taken to a local hospital in stable condition. If you know.
So anybody in the Bronx, anybody in New York, I know that's not really the best description. Everybody 5'10", bald head. Like, come on, bro. You can't find nobody off that shit. But if you know by any chance who did that shit, come on, come forward, call the police. I know we got this policy, stop snitching, no snitching, but come on. Nigga, you gotta snitch because... And if you feel a type of way about that, oh, John, you a snitch. Boo you, bitch. I don't give a fuck. Ain't nobody out here gonna tell me, hey, no, you gotta leave the criminals on the streets. You gotta leave the rapists, the killers on the street because that's keeping it real. Fuck you too, bitch. We're not doing that shit. We're not doing that shit. But, man, to keep going down the fucking wormhole, man, let's segue into the Young Dolph murder trial. Now, first of all, I want to boo off the rip because the two young men who murdered Young Dolph, of course, they murdered Young Dolph because they were promised some money. They were told, hey, if you two commit this murder, you get $40,000, you get $40,000, and then the mastermind behind the murder gets $20,000. One young man took that stand. And he said he got $800 back for killing Young Dolph. Nigga, mega boo, turn this shit up. They killed Young Dolph for a PlayStation 5 and a Nintendo Switch. $800 was what they got back. Now, he was on the stand and he said, I have a daughter. It was her birthday. Her birthday was coming up and I wanted to use some of that $40,000 to give her a good birthday, to buy some shit. And I'm like, nigga, I understand that inflation, everybody got bills. You want to, quote unquote, as they say in the hood, you want to hit a lick. But that is a person's life. That is somebody with a spouse, with kids. And these are things that people don't think about when they commit these crimes. They don't. Now, to segue a little bit deeper. Also, while he was on the stand, a lawyer came out and said, hey, you had your lawyer paid for in this case by CMG. Now, that is the record label, which is run by Yo Gotti. Now, Yo Gotti's brother, who lawyers and prosecutors also say was behind the hit on Young Dolph. They said that his brother, Yo Gotti's brother, who was murdered earlier this year I believe in Memphis. He promised those 2 young men $100K. Yo Gotti's record label paid for the young man's lawyer. Yo Gotti is in a relationship with Angela Simmons. Angela Simmons, she sure knows how to pick these motherfuckers, bro. And this is what I say, where as you get older, you start having kids, leave the hood niggas behind, bro. Please do. I spoke about this briefly on a podcast in the past where Angela Simmons, her child's father, was murdered a couple years back. Leave these hood motherfuckers alone. Please. At a certain point, enough is enough. Like, you can't just go from, again, I don't know her child's father. I don't know what type of lifestyle he was in. So I am in no way painting him as a gang member, as a hood man, because by all accounts, he could have been a great upstanding citizen because murders happen. But I'm talking about in the case of Yo Gotti. We know the type of lifestyle that he portrayed before he transitioned and elevated himself into a businessman. We know the type of people that Yo Gotti's brother hung around, the type of lifestyle that they portrayed. So you gotta be careful. You gotta be careful, man, because when you start diving into the street shit, the hood shit, sometimes if they can't get you, they get the people that's close to you. And that's when you start looking at Yo Gotti's brother. You look at his partner, who is Angela Simmons. Like, these are things that people don't think about when they start dating the hood guy, the street nigga. But these are things that you have to think about because you can put yourself in jeopardy and you never know who's coming for you. Tough episode, man. Like I said, to get through that shit with the Diddy and, you know, my guy Sully. Shout out to Sully, man, for sending in that voice message that took us down the route. Speaking about depression. So like I said, man, you guys who support the podcast, who love the podcast, again, you guys can support my Cash App, which is $NYC Story 718. My Venmo is Lunchroom Chatter Pod. You guys can send in a voice message anytime. My Instagram is Lunchroom Chatter Pod. And like I said, man, you love the podcast. I make these episodes, man, for you guys to listen to, for you guys to appreciate, simply to have some entertaining, great dialogue. But before we get out of here, man, I do want to play what Wack 100 had to say. He's a rap manager. He always gives his opinion on a lot of shit. And after shit broke about the fact that Yo Gotti's record label paid for that young man's lawyer and that Yo Gotti's brother actually put the money up to have Young Dolph murdered, this what Wack 100 had to say directly to Yo Gotti. Talk to me, Wack.
You better say your prayers.
You know they coming, don't you? You know they coming. Show
bro.
Facts.
Hey, bro, that nigga got up there and said, they said, didn't CMG pay for your attorney $50,000? Yeah. But they didn't give it to me. He said, yeah. But they paid for it because you killed Dolph, right? Yeah. Well, that was your compensation, right? CMG said, well, yeah, they gave the attorney $50,000. Yeah, because I killed Dolph. You dead. He was an exec of that company. That's your brother. That's finna that's next. Watch. Remember I told you.
But wouldn't it be smart to blame it on the dead man, though?
No, he was part of the company. They saying CMG, they're going to classify it as a game. They going to try to target. Now let's do the math. CMG and PRE shooting at the back in the Carolinas. Motherfuckers doing songs, shot the Sprinter 100 times, bulletproof. Yo Gotti, say your prayers. Yeah, PRE, they're gonna take it and paint the perfect movie. These two things are game. And your gang paid this dude's attorney $50,000 because you hired him to do a hit for $100.
And that's the shit that people don't think about, man. Like I said, man, and that's what I hate about social media, man, because everything is online. You had these rappers making songs back and forth and shooting back and forth and jumping on, like, nigga. Like I said, like I'm not street whatsoever. Now I have street smarts, but I don't live that street lifestyle. And growing up, man, I remember watching folks that sell drugs and watching folks that did crimes, and they didn't do this shit. Like, they tried to keep their shit as discreet as possible. They didn't shoot somebody up, then jump on Instagram Live and brag about, that's why I got. Nigga, we just live in a new time period now where motherfuckers make it so easy on police, on fucking law authorities. They make it so fucking easy, man. But again, clap it up, man, for you guys supporting that LCP, for showing love to your boy, man. Sorry for the episode being so heavy with some heavy topics, but sometimes when the world goes that way, I can't skip it, because the Diddy news is going to be something that keeps on giving. The Chris Brown doc, I'm going to speak about that again when that come out. It's going to be some shit to get to, man. So you guys out there, hope you have a great week. Please work hard, pay some bills, as Sully said, but also invest some time for yourself to actually just do something nice for yourself this week, man. Even if it's try a new fucking restaurant, you want to buy a video game for yourself, you want to buy yourself a new shirt, a new hat. Just do something for yourself, man, because as Sully said, man, sometimes we get stuck into that rut of going to work, paying bills, just providing. And then next thing you know, 2 years go by, 10 years go by, 15 years go by. Now we 60 fucking years old, and you're like, damn, did I even live? Y'all know what time it is. This is that.
Brand new LCP.